So yeah, I've been thinking recently about mistakes and letting mistakes like get the better of me, like being a bit too harsh, a bit too critical about mistakes, even though everybody makes mistakes in life, and it's a well-known saying that people learn from mistakes. Mistakes are designed as a way of learning, so maybe that would, I don't know, soften the sting that no of mistakes I've made in the past, and look, I'm feeling a lot of like regret in life at the minute, wishing I've done stuff differently, which I've made videos in the past about, and so the mistakes kind of hurt, if you know what I mean. So I think one of my biggest mistakes in life is possibly to do with education, I think, and I don't know if I say I'm 100% correct with this belief, but I don't know, like I've mentioned, I believe higher education was just a complete waste of time as it just got me nowhere in life, and maybe not quite that far, but when like I've gone to uni, yeah, I've got a pretty good degree. Well, no, like I did well at uni, proves that I can do something, but I've kind of got regret with it. No, I think it was kind of a mistake, and probably the sort of course I did was a mistake, because I did a very niche degree now in animation, and like I've got Asperger's, and people with Asperger's seem to take very niche interests and have like try and pursue very niche ambitions, which usually fail, don't go down well. I'm not saying that's the case for everyone, but it certainly was the case for me, where that industry in like animation or just the arts in general is very rigged, I think, where it's very hard, next to impossible, to get a job in that industry, and you probably have to be willing to work for free, and even opportunities for working for free is quite limited, I find, because I probably would have done a lot of it by now if it was available. So, I think I do know people that have succeeded, where I've seen somebody on my Instagram, somebody who was on the same animation course as me, same year, and was at the BAFTAs the other day, and I don't know if she won a, like, it was like a team effort that won a BAFTA, so that's kind of shown she's quite successful in that area, to be honest. She's kind of made it, really. But I guess it's about knowing the right people, maybe talent, and I don't know, like working hard and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, but whatever she's done, she's made it. But that's going off topic a bit. So yeah, I feel like a lot of regret with that, and found it's got me nowhere in life, and I kind of think it's set me backwards in life, and where I'm in the benefit trap at the minute, where I've got the label of the Asperger's, I've got categorised as in the vulnerable adult box, and that sort of stuff's soul destroying. And makes me wish I just got another direction where just how the world works is you get a job, simple as fuck education. You just get a job, whether you like it or not. I'm not saying I like it. I'm a fan of that way of living, but that's just how the world works. Like, if you want anything in life, you work. That's just how this world is, unfortunately. But I don't know, maybe that's what the system want you to believe in. So I don't know if I don't really fully subscribe to that because I think it's kind of lies to a level. But I don't know, like that. That's just the way it is, though, innit? If you know what I mean. And maybe my going into deep with that would be for another video on my feelings towards that. So yeah, just a lot of regret, a lot of mistakes, I think, and I think being harsh about my mistakes. This is what truly this video is about. Really, just kind of being harsh on myself about those mistakes in life when everyone has made mistakes, but I think it really has stung me, if you know what I mean, where it really has fucking set me backwards, I believe. Where I was ambitious, but I was going through a route that I believe that just doesn't really help, it doesn't really work, because I think higher education is a lie, to be honest. Depending on what direction. Maybe if you've got a clear goal, clear direction, it's okay. But I don't think I really had a clear goal. I didn't really have a clear direction, so I think it was kind of just a bad decision, really. Probably one of many bad decisions because I'm probably the first person to admit that I am a fucking mess upstairs, where I am quite clumsy in some ways, you know what I mean? Where I believe picking animation was like a panic decision, to be honest. Like, I probably got a little moment, a little idea in my head, and thinking, oh, animation, I never thought about that. Oh, I'll try that, that might be a bit exciting. And turns out it's kind of a disaster. Well, not really a disaster, but because I got a good grade out of it, but probably not far off. Know the outcome of where I've ended up in life, it probably is a disaster, but an absolute fucking shit show. But that's probably just a failure of the system in general. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, I think mistakes are made to learn from, so that's probably going to be the title of this video, I think. And the way the world works, I should have gone a completely different direction. Like, we all know the game's rigged. Like, even people that do the traditional 9 to 5 earn a living are struggling, especially people in my generation. It's a known fact where I just don't think there's any fucking point explaining it because it's a known fact. So, but really, I think that's just how the world is. I probably should have got a job first opportunity. Leave school, maybe do Oxfam or some volunteering while looking for paid work. Just that's probably the direction you go. Experience, fuck education. It's about experience. So that's probably the direction I should have gone. And I think like I had an interview the other day for like an organisation, and I think this specific organisation, it's very community based. It seems like a very good company, like a very good organisation where they actively support you into getting paid work because more than what the system does anyway. So I think if I'd have known about this, don't know, straight out of uni, I think this would have set me on a different path. But it's probably a little bit too late though, being on the benefit trap, the housing benefit trap, where some people don't realise if you get a job, your fucking whole stability comes crashing down like a lead balloon. So when people say, "Oh, you're lazy, you're a benefit dole dossing swat," give your head a wobble for a minute and fucking realise if I get a job, my housing benefits would stop and everything, and my whole fucking stability had come crashing down. Then if I go to work being fucking homeless, you're not going to function, are you? So fuck that. So I just think some people just don't realise that, to be honest. And that's just the way, that's part of the trap of the system, it's corrupt. You know what I mean? I've learned quite quickly after uni that the system does not help you to fulfil your potential. And if you got a label and a few things on your medical history, don't, they just think you should be going the complete opposite direction. You know what I mean? Which they did. They pushed me towards the opposite direction. Probably, to be honest with you, might be a bit harsh. I can probably blame my dad quite a bit on that as well. But I just think he's, you know, in all due respects and all that, he's pretty fucking clueless, to be honest, when it comes to that sort of stuff. And but yeah. It's just, what can you do? But this organisation where I wish I'd have known about these quite a bit earlier, quite a lot earlier, to be honest, um, where it's very community based and there's things you can do, you know, like get some like training to like coach like sports and you know, like stuff like that, gym classes and what have you. And I'm not really the most athletic, but it's kind of a start to be more athletic, I guess, you know, be more physically fit. So you can only get better from that. So, yeah, I wish I'd have known this a lot earlier because I think they do actively support people into getting paid employment, and it's quite seems like quite a nice working environment. But it's basically a community centre really, where I could be like coaching sports in the community or something like that. And they said it doesn't really take long for you to end up in paid employment for them and stuff. So in any other normal situation, I probably would have been on the brink of having a job, proper paid job. But because of my housing situation, that just does not fucking allow me. I think one day I just have to like fucking grow a pair of bollocks and just fucking take it because I think while I'm, dunno, being soft and refusing paid work just to keep everything afloat, that I'll just stay in the same position for the rest of my life, the same direction, just not progress. So one day I think I really do have to grow a pair and take the risk, probably in the next year or so, and just do it to actually fucking move on in life. You know what I mean? But again, it's stuff I wish I'd have known quite earlier, and obviously mistakes and you learn from your mistakes, and obviously you're not going to know what's out there, whatever, you're not going to know everything in life, and you just, life's a learning curve, and I've kind of, I don't know, been pushed in a direction that was the complete opposite of where I wanted to go in life because of labels and medical histories, and that's one of the biggest curse, if not the biggest curse, of having a fucking, don't know, label a mental disability like Asperger's and stuff in your medical history. Maybe other than like the loneliness side of it, that, well, actually, the loneliness side's actually second to that, probably. And the more brutal part is the system kind of getting an idea in their head, or people in general getting an idea in their head, and having it, using it as a way of control. Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, are you sure you want to do that? You're too vulnerable. Oh, you want to do that? I don't think you'd be any good at that. Why don't you try something a bit easier instead of that? That's just, it's all you fucking get. When I've proven that I'm quite a capable guy with a degree anyway, but they still block it out and think you're just a massive fucking retard. You know what I mean? And that is just the most difficult part of it. Some people don't even fucking understand that, and that's another thing that just makes it even fucking worse. That rubs the salt in the wounds. You know what I mean? And that's the sort of thing that makes my stomach turn. You know what I mean? Where it literally makes me physically fucking sick. That's how much I fucking hate it. You know what I mean? To anyone that's never understood how I truly felt, how fucking bad it made me feel, where your stomach fucking turns because of it. The thought of people disabling you, saying you can't really have the same opportunities as everyone else, the normal people, it literally makes me fucking vomit. You know what I mean? It makes my fucking stomach turn. You know what I mean? It's just, that's just how fucking, that's how much it fucking stings. You know what I mean? And there's nothing worse that's probably more hurtful than that. You know what I mean? And I really do hope people are fucking listening to this fucking video, because that's probably the most passionate thing I said about it, where it's probably the most definitive thing I've said about it, of how I fucking really feel about having fucking labels, that being boxed in and all that shit. Pretty much a lifetime of it. You know what I mean? That's just how it fucking makes me feel. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say.